Hi, once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I want to say welcome once again to the channel. It's time for you to grab your coffee, your water, your drink, anything you want, because I know it's a Sunday. I believe probably you'll be home relaxing. Okay, this is the best time for you to listen to this channel. Okay, and welcome to Happy Vibe. Okay, now this is a channel that does one thing to see how you can achieve a long life, nothing more, nothing less. This channel, we research to make sure that we bring you good content that would help you achieve a happy life, achieve a long life. But the fact is, it's only God that gives that. But there are few things you can do that would enhance that, right? Okay, so welcome to Happy Vibe. So today, what are we talking about? We're talking about this topic has been an issue for a lot of people. And what's that topic? The burden of high expectation. The burden of high expectation. I'm not saying you shouldn't. In fact, I can rephrase it and say lower your expectation for life. But if I use that, people would not really understand where I'm going. So I've termed the topic as the burden of high expectation. You know, we've been told all these years that dream big. Yes, dream big. Aim high. Shoot your stars to the sky. That's exactly what is killing a lot of people today. That is exactly what is killing a lot of people today. Okay? So the issue is when I say the burden of high expectation or lowering your expectation for life is, it's not because you're giving up, but because you want to live longer and what? Better. You want to live longer, live healthy, live a better life. That is what we are talking about. So there's been a burden of high expectation. Now we live in a world that strives on high expectation. Be rich, be hot, be happy, be spiritual. But I don't want to go talk about spiritual too much today because religion is a topic on its own. We'll come back to that, right? But the fact is, if you don't hit these milestones, if you don't, if the expectation people have you've allowed people to put on you is very high, right? And you could not achieve that expectation, you become what? A failure. And that happens, it begins to affect your happiness. It begins to affect you, or at least what social media wants from you. This issue of social media has killed a lot of people. But here's the deal. Now, high expectation can lead to constant stress. Why? When I say constant stress, what does that mean? Because you want to please so many people. You want to please so many people. High stress, disappointment, anxiety, even sometimes it can cost you your health. Chronic pressure, it begins to eat you from inside. This is what high expectation does. If you don't manage your life expectation, it's going to take you off tracks. And once that happens, it becomes an issue. Okay, what's the power of lowering the bar? You know, what I'm saying is we're talking about we're talking about the burden of high expectation. Now, within the body of high expectation, we have what we call the power of lowering the bar for life. Now, lowering your expectation doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you stop expecting life to be perfect. What do I mean? Lowering your expectation does not really mean you stop putting effort for life. No, you are striving every day. You are learning every day. You are getting better in your skill, getting better in your work, learning new skills. It means you stop expecting life to be perfect. Life can't be perfect. Even the rich, the people you look up to, the multi-billionaire, your role model. People have role model, but I have an issue with that. I'll talk about that. I do have role model, but I have limits to what I'm taking after the person. Okay? It means you stop expecting life to be perfect. Life can't be perfect. We all strive every day to be perfect. Okay? You let go of what? Of the fantasy and start actually living in reality. Because what happens is a lot of people live in fantasy. Okay? You've raised your bar for life, but you know you can never achieve it. You begin to live in that fantasy for years. You can live in the fantasy for up to when you are 50. Before you know, time is gone. So let's begin to live in reality. Now, what is reality? Reality is where all good stuff happen. It is all good stuff happen. You can aspire as you like, but reality, life application is total different ball game. Okay, it is total different ball game. It is where friendship grow, where small joy live, where nervous system can finally chill you. If you don't manage it very well, it will destroy you. Okay. Now let's talk about something else. Let's talk about how can you manage your high expectation. What if you don't achieve this high expectation? Now, studies have shown that people who have realistic goals, right, tend to be happier, less anxious, and even live longer. I'll take that again. Now, research has shown that people who have realistic goals, not just you don't just aim high, you know your wages, and you're trying to live above your means. What happens? It destroys you. You can pretend. You can pretend to your friend. You can take different mortgage, different stuff. People have debts that would kill them. You know what you are making. You take a very expensive car. You take a very expensive phone. You live a very high life, but you know you cannot keep that. And study has shown realistic life targets. Realistic. They are being truthful to themselves. They are saying, you know what? This is what I can do. I can't do more than this. What happened? Such people, right? They tend to be less anxious and even live longer and live a happy life because they are not constantly getting crushed by disappointments. Because when the kind of life you want to live is above your means, you begin to take loans, you begin to ask for money, you don't have what we call emergency saving. You don't have anything for yourself. You are living for people to see you. I call that living for the world to see. You are living for the world to see you. You are trying to impress your friend. You are trying to make them feel you are what you are not. Such people, such people would never achieve happiness. Now, in the long run, right, such people would never achieve happiness, and they would always have issue of anxiety because they are always scared because they are not, they are living above their means. So let's continue. Now, when we say, what does lowering your expectation look like? When I say lowering your expectation, what does it look like? What does that even mean? Now, lowering your expectation is what? Accepting that someday, some days are just like that. Accept life the way it is. We might want to change life. Okay. If I say this word, no, the religious people, Christians, believers will say, God can, yes, God can change it. But the same scripture says, He will bless who will bless. Let's not go to the scripture today, okay? So the thing is, what is lowering expectation looks like is what? Accepting some days are just like that. Being okay, listen to this, being okay to slow and steady of overnight success. Being okay to slow and steady progress rather than overnight success. Because what people want from you is they want to see overnight success. Now, I was watching a documentary, a question was asked to him. I say, what is the fastest way to make wealth? He said, slow and steady. Yes. So, being okay with slow progress, okay, instead of overnight success. So, what is slow progress? Progress is when we move from A to B. Progress is when in your workplace you are being promoted or you get a bigger job with a bigger pay. Okay. But the truth is, before you get to that process, you must have hit a lot of stoppers on the way. Life issue. Life would happen. Okay. You might have been sacked from your work. You've been laid off from your work. What happened? You increase your skill. You apply for another job, right? You keep growing. You keep what? Developing yourself. You keep growing. No matter what life throws at you, you keep growing, right? No matter what people say about you, you keep growing. You keep learning. That's what being okay with slow progress is key. Third one is what? Enjoying your coffee. Even it is just £2. What does that mean is enjoying your life where you are. It's key. Okay? You need to enjoy your life where you are. Okay? No matter how much you make, no matter what is your monthly income, spend time to appreciate yourself. Spend time. Tell yourself you are doing well. Tell yourself you did wonderful this week. Tell yourself, in fact, take yourself out to relax. Okay? Or you know what? Buy the best meal, make the food at home. Just relax. Be happy. Lastly, loving people as they are, not how you wish they should be. Okay? You need to love people as they are. Okay? This is how they are. They can't afford that car. They can't afford that dress. They can't afford that shoe. They can't go for meal every day because this is how they are. This is what lowering expectations means. So lowering your expectation, not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Because life itself is already hard. Don't let perfection, don't let perfectionism make it harder. People want you to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So try and make sure, implement slow progress in achieving your life expectation. Okay? Now, lastly, what I want to say is no matter what we do is we need to understand that the burden of high expectation, if it is not well managed, it does two things. It's either destroy you or you can manage it. That's it. But research has shown that people with high expectation, in the long run, it impacts their life because they keep trying to please their friend. They keep trying to please the world. So lastly, make sure you get your priority right. You don't need lowering your expectation in life does not mean you are weak. No, it does not mean you are a failure. No, it's because you want to live a happy life. You take life as it comes. You grow. You can listen to motivational speakers. They can motivate you how they can. How they can. There's so many motivational speakers online. If you open YouTube, open all these apps, there's so many motivational speakers. But the fact is, they would never live your life for you. Reality would happen. Life would happen. So once again, thank you for taking your time. Our video has thank you once again, and manage your high burden. The burden of high expectation. You need to manage it and lower your expectation for life. Take it slow progress rather than overnight success. So once again, thank you so much. And remember, regardless of everything I've said, you deserve to be happy. So like this channel, share this channel to your friend, make comments. We always say, right? We might talk about different topics, but if there's any way you achieve happiness that you feel has worked for you all these years, feel free to make comments on this video. Okay, make comments on this video. Let us learn from you, because at the end of the day, we want to learn from the best. We are not the best. We're just trying. Okay, we're just trying to see how we can bring this topic and discuss so that we can learn. So don't forget to love, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. So once again, thank you for watching this channel and have a lovely time. So we'll come again with a brand new topic. And thank you once again. Thank you. Bye bye.